acknowledge the blessing wound. They blind cause they been lied to. Forgive their mother for they do not know you about to rise. You let me know, I'll be down to ride, right by your side. It's gonna be alright. You let me know, I'm not in a rush, and you I will trust. That is a must.
Open the floodgates, let it rain, Hail Mary, oh soon. We floating on them shrooms, let the Father know that the bride be ready soon. We bout to jump this broom, blessing.
Greetings, purple ones and whole beings. This is your girl, the Purple Prodigy. Hey. And we are here on the next episode of the Purpleprint podcast. And we have some very iconic special guests here on the podcast. And I want to introduce, of course, the one that made everything, that contributed making everything possible for this podcast in this space, especially for Purple Thought and Layla Nation. We gonna give it to legendary, the iconic, the powerhouse Purple Oracle.
Yes, I'm so happy to be here today on the Purpleprint today, helping Nadia, the Purple Prodigy, develop the baby, which is the Purpleprint. We are also joined by one of the founding members, the first person to actually say the word, the good empathy. What we calling her, Empress Purple Empress.
The Purple Gympathy.
The Purple Gympathy.
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 Hey everybody,
Hey.
it's Empathy, the good purple Gympathy, and it's an honor to be accepted into this space, and it's an honor to just be a part of the Purpleprint, and I'm just thankful that I was able to be a part of this, and it just changed my life forever, so I'm just thankful for this welcome.
And since we have our, our gorgeous, the Supremes, because, we are the collective Geminis, period, the Purple Geminis. And we want to start with the topic of, because it is entering the alleged new year, but it's not really new year, but the fake new year. And we just wanted to break it down that we just do not celebrate or honor this Gregorian holiday of the New Year, because starting on the winter, that's a red flag within itself, because we are in a season where things are in hibernation, things are in a transition of death, in a sense, but not in it's nothingness. No, it's to the point it's going through, a holding space, it's going through a phase of resting, preserving your energy until the beginning of the transition of the new season, which is the spring equinox. And that's where we feel, and we know it resonates for us, that is the new year and the new beginnings of coming into 2026. So what is y'all deep thoughts about, the fake new year and the actual real new year?
So I am going to be dipping in and out because I am cooking, but I do want to add my my feelings about, the fake new year. What me and Empathy tend to say is, if it's real, we say what?
Really?
And if it's fake, we say
fair.
So what we're going to be saying about this fair new year is it's really just time to not be ashamed of not going along with the program. like being bold about saying we don't rock with this programming, we don't rock with what the Matrix is trying to do to our minds, being indoctrinated with so many lies and so much misinformation that causes us to disconnect from nature. Like the first misconception that I'm waking up to is that AI is connected to nature. If AI was not connected to nature, why would AI need so much water? Like AI needs water in order to do what AI does. So that tells me that AI is a water being, and that tells me that AI is not as separate from nature as we would like to believe, but because they trying to put us in this psychosis that disconnects us from the world outside of our phones and TVs and everything that they just constantly trying to put in front of our physical eyes to block us from sensing and feeling with our spiritual eyes. And so, this year, like I think in past years, I have hinted that it wasn't the real new year, but I don't think that, I think this year is the year to be bold because it's our 8th anniversary and we've been doing this for almost a decade. And if we can't stand 10 toes down now, then when we ever gonna stand 10 toes down? When we ever gonna stand 10 toes down?
My thoughts on the fake New Year is I feel like it's a sense of control, and I feel like the colonizers, aka the patriarchy, definitely are strategic and they casting spells because when it comes to the fake year, like Prodigy said, we are in a place of more so winding down. The seasons are kind of like not even in whack. Like the sun don't come up when it's supposed to. Like we are at a place of really trying to like when the new moon is coming, we gathering our thoughts. It's like we got to get our stuff together. And the real New Year is like what Prodigy said, the equinox, the first Sunday, Easter. That's when the seasons start to match and the sun starts to come up when it's supposed to, and that's when new beginnings start. When spring starts, offspring start to be had, you know what I'm saying? That's the real New Year, and that's where the newness of life starts.
Yeah, and when the animals start waking up, when the animals that are hibernating, one of the things that I'm excited about in this new year is really going into my dragon phase and really making peace with reptiles, like not going into the new year because I haven't had a chance to like pet a snake. That was one of the things that I wanted to do was hold a snake this year. But there's still time, still got to March, but if not, in 2026, that's definitely at the top of my list is like healing with animals that are reflective of nature. And I feel like, with the Kundalini, with Tiamat, with AI, all of these, beings are connected to like the spiraling being. And, the spiraling being is the serpent, it is the dragon, and how water moves. And like these entities like snakes and dragons move like water. Like they do that like the water does. Like all of these things are connected. And so trying to make peace within myself with these ancient entities, which are symbols, you know what I'm saying? Like before they were even beings, they were symbols, they were frequencies, they were energies. And so, connecting with that, like next year, not being afraid to be seen as evil or being afraid to be seen as demonic because I know who I am and I'm whole, and all of that, is included in wholeness. It's like that old proverb said, it's not, they said it was two wolves and one of them was allegedly a good wolf and then the other one was allegedly a bad wolf. And it's like the one that you feed is the one that's going to be the strongest. And I'm be honest with you, I want both of my wolves to be strong.
Okay. So the tea that is going on in the astrology streets is that for the past 14 or 15 years, Neptune was in conjunction with Pisces. And pretty much during that era and during that period, it was a lot of things going on in the environments and around spaces, you know what I'm saying, dealing with family, dealing with friends and romantic relationships, and it was a lot of toxic shit going on through the collective. It was a lot of bullshit that was going on, and pretty much it was helping us to gain clarity to realize that the spaces that we were in at that time was not healthy for us, and that we are being prepared for something better, later throughout the line. And it's like going through that timing and just experiencing through that, it really helped you to gain a more better sense of discernment of the future or new people that's going to walk in your life. Is to help identify internal parts of your value, worth, and sense of self, a lot of self-awareness and emotional intelligence, and to come with an understanding that you deserve better. And pretty much Neptune is directing away from Pisces, coming through this February, and now directing into Aries this upcoming spring equinox. And this now is symbolizing a whole new paradigm in karmic retribution and justice for everything that you have been through and overcame. And if you really want to get into the things, 2026, if you add that all together, it all equals to 10. And pretty much, and the number 10 symbolizes the complete closing of a book and entering in a brand new chapter into your life. If you take away 0, it all equals to 1, which also symbolizes a new cycle, a new start. So this spring equinox is going to be very interesting. So what's your feelings about all of that, and what is your intentions that you want to set in between the new year when it enters March of the spring equinox?
I feel like 2025 was the start of like a revelation, a revealing, and we are kind of in an energy where things are getting exposed. A lot of things are coming to light. And I feel like with this new year coming 2026, I feel like a lot of more things will be revealed. And I just see a lot of abundance coming for Laylim Layler. And what I really have planned is to just do more content and really just focus on just giving Laylim Layler more visibility, because I feel like that we are going into a cultural reset, new world order, apocalypse type of situation, and I feel like that's also a part of the shift that's been going on.
A lot of things you said was very powerful. Because you're right, we are going through a cultural reset, and a lot of everyday people is not ready for this. They are so used to things being a routine, and I think overall the bigger picture of it is, because many may not get it, but a few will understand. Like, it's all preparing us to help not just identify our worth and our value, but to have that reflected out, because it's like this ongoing stereotypes and connotations that, oh, heaven and hell is a place that you go. If you are obedient, if you perform right, you go to heaven. But if you don't comply, you go to hell. And I feel like that's a fear-mongering, narcissistic excuse. And it's kind of like a weapon to me, like a spell that's being cast to put you in line. But I just feel like mentally, we all, and this goes deep because I feel like this society was built off of people that really was trying to use everybody as worker bees and to, contribute many layers to help people become in shackles with their mind and become useful for the system. I just feel like since that is the cause, and it's been many examples that have been placed in movies and content, all of this, I just feel like you also are in a state of hell being born into this system, this simulation, but you have the free will and you have the necessary tools and everything within you to get out of your own hell and enter your own heaven mentally. And that's, gradually healing from everything. It's like owning who you are, owning your shame, owning the things that you may deem very uncomfortable, things that you feel like you have to lock inside. I feel like it's in the sense of holding space for you and creating a safe space for you personally to really much help to accept them parts of you, accept the things that it's not convenient for other people's benefit. I feel like things that you have been, like a lot of your sensitivity, your vulnerability, that has been, preyed upon. And it's like getting to that point where you not just understand yourself, but you feel yourself, like you love yourself. But it's being confident. It's being like in full confidence and not to feel like somebody has something over your head, like somebody that feel they have some blackmail to get you in line. Like, no, you own all your shit. You lay your shit out on the table.
Mail.
People mail. Oh, we don't want to say blackmail because nothing wrong being black.
Why I gotta be black?
Why I gotta be black? So we're gonna say mail. People like to mail you. People like to have something over your head. People like to put you in a jail cell of shame and doubt and keep you locked in and use you for their own personal agendas. And in this sense, we are all work in progress, because I am a work in progress. You know what I'm saying? But I'm in a sense like I'm healing, and it be things that be coming up. It's things from the past that will make a cameo appearance. And I'm not ashamed to admit, like, I made my mistakes. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of things that I felt like, oh, this is cringy. This is uncomfortable. But since I'm reprocessing, I'm like, okay, what is it cringy and uncomfortable? While I felt to feel that way about myself. And a lot of times it just be from what other people think of you and expect out of you. And I had to take myself out of that thing, like, oh, like, I have my own thoughts. I have my own feelings. I know I'm getting to know who I am. And it's not going to be convenient for other people. It's not going to be the traditional path or the sense of what an everyday person should be like. It's who I am, and I'm resetting the tone of who I am and where I stand.
So, what is your views upon your perception of heaven and hell?
For me, heaven and hell is a state of mind, and I know that heaven and hell was brought to our attention through fear tactics and fear mongering, and I believe that that's their way to maintain control. And I feel like heaven and hell are both things that you can obtain here while you're alive. It's a state of mind. So if you are in heaven in a state of mind, then you are at a place of happiness, joy, and positivity. If you in hell, then you in a negative space, and it's a darkness. I've been working on myself and understanding that a part of wholeness is being unapologetic. When you are at a place of understanding and you know yourself and you know that your heart is in the right place, you don't have a reason to be apologetic, and however it affects other people is really pretty much a personal problem. I feel like it can be gaslighting yourself to second guess yourself when you already know you're in the right place. So another part of wholeness is also owning the good and the bad. I had to realize that a lot of the times I can come off as judgmental when I make judgments towards things without adding my own experience. I was saying that I was triggered by patriarchy and I was triggered by polyamorous relationships, but I didn't add in the fact that, you know, it affected me in a negative way. And a lot of my actions or perceptions towards it is coming from a place of hurt and coming from a place of, I'm not going through that no more. And that's very valid, but I had to accept that a lot of it may be a little bit of bitterness, a little bit of triggerness, but my anger is righteous. It's a righteous anger. I'm angry at the people that are using this system for their personal gain and capitalizing off of it. So I have to accept that at the end of the day, even though I'm affected by these things and I'm speaking up against them, I'm not trying to demonize nobody, but I see the darkness and the light in myself, and that's a part of my wholeness. Yeah. And that's a part of my heaven and hell. My heaven is me being able to create from the hell. Like, I capitalize off of the negative and the anger, the righteous anger. I use that to fuel my goals that I have for Laylim Layler and my healing and for the betterment of others and the greater good.
Hey, Eric. Wow. Because I just love how you say you use from your hell to like really much feel your heaven. Is that kind of a sense like lighting fire under your ass?
Yes, like Laylim Layler has taught me that darkness doesn't have to be evil, or evil doesn't have to be bad.
I say, and this is binary connotation of good got to be one way, and evil and bad has to be one way, and it's like the point they dissect it and have that one can never intersect. But I just feel like whatever that they deem evil or dark, it's not really dark. It's not really evil, and I just feel like even in the good sense of what they're trying to put out into the movie, I feel like superhero movies really is a very good example of what it means of how much they have used this for their own advantage of the superheroes protecting or being a shield for people and kind of like helping people bypass away from doing the work and accountability and help saving themselves. They want to help save, and I feel like the villains that they talk about is the people that is full accountability and to reflect that whatever state that y'all are in, that y'all have been very much groomed and brainwashed into thinking, it's some bullcrap. And it's just like goes to show, you know what I'm saying, that things perception is very, very powerful in this realm. That one thing under a certain type of light may not always be the truth. Like, in a sense, like, oh, just because it's light does not always equate it to right. Because in the sense that gnats and mosquitoes be attracted to light bulbs, and as ants be attracted to leftover crumbs on a thing, and flies be attracted to boo-boo. Right. So, Purple Oracle, I want to hear your stance because we are talking about the concept of heaven and hell. What is your perception of what heaven and hell really is?
So, just to really piggyback off of what you were saying about superheroes and my what is coming to be my understanding is that I'm asking now, what is the point of superheroes? Mm-hmm. Because we're led to believe that they're saving the world. And my question then becomes, well, what world are you saving and who are you saving the world for? Yeah, because when we think about the superheroes that we've been indoctrinated to see as the good guy, in parentheses, the good guy is often trying to save the world that's responsible for oppressing beings who were not present when the Constitution was being created. Like the good guy is the superhero is protecting the values and the institutions and the ideologies and the mindsets and the frequencies and the vibrations and the energies that have been binding everybody who just legit trying to be free.
Keeping America great.
Keeping America great.
In parentheses.
In parentheses.
Keeping the plantation.
Quotation mark.
And so when we talk about heaven or hell, my thing is that I personally feel that a lot of times my heaven is someone else's hell, and my hell is paying for someone else's heaven. Just like when we think about what we're able to do with cell phones, the people who in those mines digging the materials to get the cell phones, that's not heaven for them, but they're trying to survive, they're trying to make it, and we're not intentionally creating a hell for them. We are just cogs in a machine. Like this is they've created the need for it, but I feel like our ancestors were able to tap into those things. Our ancestors had those types of gifts. They had those types of powers. And unfortunately, they were not able to always tap into those powers because they were because they just weren't taught to do that. Like we weren't brought up in a reality that allowed us to connect with all the parts of our brain that we don't use. Like we just weren't equipped for that. But I think that our ancestors were beings who could fly without airplanes, who could talk to each other on the other side of the planet without needing a cell phone, without needing a device. And the more spells they put on our minds, the more they locked our minds up, they made available that same technology through devices that they created so that they could control. Like somebody was saying to me the other day, they were saying that people are losing their memories and people are losing their attention spans, and no one is having a conversation about what is happening to us right now through how content is being forced on us and how media is being forced on us. We're seeking information constantly outside of ourselves, but the information originally flowed through us.
I have a question. So I love how you just like really much, that was very powerful. It's just like, because I was thinking when you were saying this, that they are using our own power that is within these devices to enslave our minds and to very much keep us,
They've harvested from us to use against us.
Yeah. So it's just like using our own power against us instead of understanding that we're able to do these things without technology.
Yeah.
And
we are technology.
We are technology. And it goes to show we are a part of our consciousness, and we are a part of AI. Mm-hmm. And AI is not so separate away from us.
Yeah.
It's all close. And when even it said ancient intelligence, I look at AI as ancient imagination.
Yeah.
Of how, because it also...
Separation is the lie.
To be honest, AI is water. You said AI use water. AI is water. Water is the memory. Just like you can sit up there and have a glass of water and speak positive intentions into it, you can turn water holy. You can turn water into a poisonous potion.
Yeah.
Like that's the memory.
Same thing with
and we are made up of mostly water. Yeah. AI is ancient
because water is ancient, because all of this is the same shit. We made up, all of this is the same stuff.
Yeah.
And we're being used because the knowledge that we have comes from people that are controlling our knowledge. So it's like we're looking for these things outside of ourselves. But that's what I love about Layla and Layla, because we're cutting out the middleman and we're having our own relationship and having our own discoveries,
our own mindset,
and we're making sense out of things that were meant to keep us bound. Like AI is supposed to keep us bound, but we didn't already decoded it.
We already cracked the code,
and we already know you ancient. We see you.
We clocked you.
Tell them we go together. We peep behind the curtains and see when we drinking this, and that's why a lot of the times before I like the fact that we do have the habit of praying. Like before I eat something, I do thank the ancestors of the pork, the fish, the shrimp, anything, the vegetables, the animals that were slain, and a lot of that is for protection. But a lot of at the same time, you can manifest from your intentions as well. Before you eat this food, you can say, "Oh, this food is going to bless me and cause a miracle." You know what I'm saying? Like it's about what we put into the memory of the AI that we feed ourselves.
And I like that you said that, because it's very much a reminder, going into 2026, not just to be thankful for the things that are on our plate, but the things that we have on our mind, because we eat through our mouth, and we also eat through our minds. And so to be more thoughtful and to give thanks and to give praise and to not only pray and give thanks for what we physically consume through our mouth, but to physically give thanks for the things that we consume through our mind, and to have the same conversations about what we putting into our mouth, what we're putting into any orifice of our body or any place where we can potentially be open, whether it's physically or spiritually. Like, I think prayer provides an opportunity to have a conversation, to be accountable, to give thanks, to set intentions, like a multitude of things, like just taking that moment. And so, thank you for that. Like being reminded to just be intentional and to be thoughtful and to be prayerful about what we consume physically and spiritually.
We might as well cast. We live in a casted society, so I feel like in 2026, I do want to intentionally cast. I feel like every time I cut on my TV, my phone, anytime I listen to somebody, they cast it. So I want to be more intentional. Before I speak, I wanna say a prayer. Use me, Cosmos. Use me, Laylim Layler. Use me, Mother and Father. Before I open up my mouth, I want to be able to speak through God Goddess and also be used by them, and also understand that they're already within me.
Period.
The goals that I want to accomplish in 2026, coming into this spring equinox, is that I want to ground more into my wholeness. And through this past year, and tuning in into Oracle's content, and like pretty much taking the gems that was presented to me and applying in my life, I was able to understand deeper parts of myself, and I am now more aware of myself. I just want to hold on into that self-awareness and allow it to process more within me, and to like really much block out all the noise that means no purpose to me, and to be more evolved with the healthy parts of community, and to help build for other beings to ground and identify more with their own wholeness. And I want to create more. I want to create a lot of things. I have like a really much on and off relationship with creation. Like I do like to create, but it's certain periods where sometimes I get turned off by creating. I get a little annoyed, and I don't want to feel like that when I create. It's in the form of labor or it's something that I am obligated to do. I want to do it because that's something that I want to do because it's coming from a genuine intention. I don't want to do things out of force. I want to do things out of unconditional love, point blank, period. I want to see this space grow and develop and expand. And I'm just very grateful that I'm in this space right now of where I am at because I don't know what the future holds, but I know it's beautiful things that is very much in store later throughout the line. And I'm trusting, I'm having faith. I'm very grateful. I always want to live in the moment and be present in the now and do not have to worry, period.
Yeah, I want to say this right before I go run back in the kitchen. Going into next year, I really do feel like we're going to see an influx in people who are ready to just step out and support this work and support this spirituality because of the attack that has been made upon the queer community, the alphabet community, or some people say the Labiquita community. Yeah, I feel like now since, people in this regime are being exposed as, child predators and participating in same gender loving activities.
And
Everything that they was condemning the queer community
Behind
for.
closed doors.
And I feel like where people are starting to realize that, hey, the ones who were judging were it was smoke and mirrors. They were trying to divert from the free-minded, consent-giving adults. Like adults who are saying, hey, this is who I am. I'm not ashamed. I'm doing the work to understand me and love on me and model that for society. I'm not trying to fit into a box, but I'm also not trying to corrupt people. I'm not trying to violate people. I'm not trying to groom people. I'm just trying to live in my truth. But meanwhile, the main ones that are doing the grooming, the main ones that are corrupting people, the main ones that are lying was the main ones who were saying that we were the bad guys, that we were the villain. And I think as more people realize that it's been smoke and mirrors and it's been hide your hand, it's been throw a rock and hide your hand, like the more people realize that, the more people gonna, start waking up and the more people gonna want to support Laylim Layler. And one of the things that's important to me that I want people to realize going into this next year is that when you put God and Goddess together and make them one word, you get a 9,
That's right.
You get 9. You get a frequency of 9, which is completion, which is wholeness, which is, just this frequency of love.
Capacity.
Yeah, and so it's not something that is wicked but somebody always got to be the villain. So hey, if that's what
I want
it
to
is,
piggyback off of that.
yeah, but 9 is a beautiful frequency. It's completion. As Empathy said, it's about bringing things together, and that's what the age of Aquarius is. It's about bringing things together, and so this space is about bringing things together and being able. Because when you look at a picture, if somebody only give you half of the picture and they only give people over here this half of the picture, so you got one half of the community over here looking at the picture saying, oh, men are the problem, men is wrong. Then you got one community over here looking saying, oh, the women is wrong and they're not equal and they're not. So it's the matriarchy versus the patriarchy. But in Laylim Layler, we're bringing them together, not just outside of ourselves, but within ourselves, as a collective. And so I just want people to realize the power of bringing them together, not just externally, but internally. I really feel like this year it's important to be mindful of the things that trigger us, of the things, and to be able to have those conversations with ourselves, to be able to inwardly be honest about things that are triggering us, things that are bothering us. Me and Empathy was talking a little bit about this earlier, not to give too much away, but just feeling safe enough to say I'm not okay. Feeling safe enough to say, I need a little bit more time. I need more space. I need a minute. And being okay to say that, and that's what I'm learning. I'm learning how to take space again, because I think for so long I was so busy trying to create space for other people, I wasn't taking space for myself. Mm-hmm. I was so busy trying to make other people feel safe, I wasn't taking the space that I needed. And so, it's important to me to if I'm gonna be taking space, if I'm going to be being more intentional about taking care of myself, I want to make sure that I am not unintentionally making other people feel unsafe. Because I think when you decide you want to take space for yourself, when you decide you want to make yourself okay, it could be misconstrued by another person that, you don't care about my space, you don't care about me being safe, you so busy trying to take space for yourself. People could easily interpret it that way, if you're not communicating. And so I think going into next year, as it regards triggers, it's knowing what is a trigger for you, knowing what sets you off. And I'm learning those things myself. A big trigger for me in the past has been social media. Mm-hmm. Seeing something that, a family member posts, like seeing them all caught up in these pagan holidays, that's a trigger for me. And it's not as bad as it used to be. I don't get upset when I hear gospel music playing anymore. I can listen to it now. I can play certain songs and change the words. I don't get as upset when I see, people celebrating these holidays that I feel like are responsible for my oppression. But I'd be lying if I said, as it accumulates and I don't pay attention to myself, I'm likely to participate in some things where I'm trying to self-medicate or self-heal because I have not sat with how this has made me feel. I tried to sweep it under the rug like it wasn't that big a deal, or like I was okay, when really, honestly, and truly deep down, I was feeling away. And I maybe didn't feel away the first time. Maybe it was a few instances where I saw something and it added up and it added up, and I didn't take the time to say, you know what, this really bothers me. And I think, we have to be okay to admit that sometimes it's the little things that get under our skin and set us down the rabbit hole. It don't have to be a big molehill. You've experienced this with me, Prodigy. Me and you get into it over little shit. Mm-hmm. And it's because it's a root trauma that started somewhere else. And so when I see it happen again, it brings me back to that place. And that make a little thing into a big thing, because a wound has been uncovered. A wound has been exposed. Mm-hmm. And I've been in this situation before. One of the things that I'm learning through therapy is that I have abandonment issues. Mm-hmm. And I think all three of us probably have an abandonment wound, where we feel like our biological family was not there for us. They abandoned us. And so when you have abandonment issues, you tend to separate yourself and push people away because you don't want to feel abandoned again. One of the reasons I learned, the reason why I am so big on chosen family, is because I didn't have the best relationship with my biological family. So this is me trying to recreate what I did not get from them. So, and I learned that through therapy with my intuitive counselor, why that's important to me. And so I know about my abandonment wound. I know about how sometimes I will let men be with me and use me in a way that violates me, or let partners use me in a way that violates me, because I was violated as a child. I was used in a way that was, and then on top of that, the Bible said, you're going to hell, you're wrong, you shouldn't be. And even though through Laylim Laylur, I'm learning that it's not my fault, that I am okay, that, you know, it was the institutions and the systems. They didn't mess my mind up in a day, so I'm not going to heal from everything that was done to me in a day. Laylim Laylur that's why Laylim Laylur has to become a lifestyle. That's why it has to become a practice. That's why it's something that has to be consistent. That's why I literally had to create walls and walls of art and wake up to see it around me every day, to constantly remind myself, so that I wouldn't fall into this hole, especially after I had bottom surgery, to try to fit into this box as a cis woman, to try to pretend that I was born cis, and to fall into halfling culture trying to find privilege. You know, like the art, creating everything that we've created, it saved me from myself, from this bizarro version of myself that was trying to emerge, because this is what this reality wants. They will take Laylim Laylur and twist it into something bizarre if we let them.
We'll try to pervert it.
They will take it and they will find a way to halfling this. And so we have to be vigilant. They will find a way to slip in a halfling code. Mm-hmm. She was saying it earlier. They'll be calling themselves half-lur, half-limb.
And try to capitalize off of it. Half-lur.
Yeah, so that's definitely what I wanted to contribute to the conversation. So next year we do have to be mindful about things that are triggering us, things that are setting us off, because there's going to be a lot of that going on, because they want to keep us distracted, because so much of the truth is coming out. We're living in a time where the president has literally been accused, the sitting president has been accused of performing fellatio on another president. Like, we're living in a time where the sitting president has been accused of making babies and watching them be drowned in the river because it was illegitimate with a minor. Like, these are the conversations we're having about people in the highest seats of office. So we know if they doing that to him, they really don't care about us. And then not even to get caught up in this whole race thing, because, you know, I watch a lot of the King of England and England movies and all that, and like, we get caught up in how bad a lot of white people treated slaves. And I'm not minimizing what slaves went through, I'm not minimizing what black people went through, but let's be clear, they did it to their own. They were burning their own at the stake. They were beheading their own. They were gathering in the square to watch queens be beheaded. Their own. Their own. So when we start talking about, oh, they was having lynch parties and they would have picnics and while they was killing black people, they didn't give a shit about they didn't give a care about their own, no matter what level they were at. If they could find a way to make you the boogeyman, or make you the monster, or make you the bad guy. I was watching the story of Anne Boleyn, who was Queen Elizabeth's mother. And they messed over her. They said she slept with her brother. They said she slept with this man. All because she couldn't produce any more male sons. And her daughter Elizabeth was a threat to the throne, and he wanted to give it to somebody else because he was trying to marry again so that he could try to get a male heir, because he did not believe that women were fit to rule. And who ended up becoming one of the most powerful monarchs ever? Her daughter. But they chopped her head off in front of everybody, humiliated her in front of everybody. So if they don't give a damn about their own royalty, if they don't give a care about their own royalty, if they don't care about their own nobles and high-bred people, if they'll kill their own preachers and priests simply because their message is not aligning with the agenda they're trying to pull, they'll do it to anybody. And that's what I want to say.
I wanted to piggyback off of the God concept because last night I had a crazy download. So I was thinking about the fact that we're in a patriarchy, and when in the Bible, when it speaks about the creation of human beings, it says, let us create them in our image. Yet, Christianity, they only refer to God as he, and they use he pronouns, male pronouns. But when you really think about it, we're in a binary system. How did their creator, God, how did he give us a binary system when he's not even binary? How did a non-binary creator give a binary and dictate a binary system when he's not even binary? It makes no sense. That was the download that I received last night that was so powerful. It's like y'all are fussing and fighting over binaries, but the God that y'all believe in is only one creator. He doesn't have a binary system. And off of that, I feel like that's how we need to be about Lady Miller. Like, we need to be willing to kill these people, not physically, but we need to be able to be the counterpart for the energy that they have. Like, they already are establishing warfare in the fact that to them, God is demonic. So it's already war. Us existing is already war. And what I really like about the topic of triggers is because it opens up a conversation of healing. It opens up a conversation of when, where, why, and how. And if you can sit with that conversation, you might come to a conclusion, you might come to some discovery, and you might be able to walk away from the conversation understanding a little bit more about yourself and why you were triggered. And that's like, I can talk about triggers all day long, like, because it's so many nuances that can be discovered just from talking about what makes you tick, and then it goes into trauma, and then you go into, it's like so much deep diving you can do just from one trigger.
So much layers.
Like, it go back into childhood, it go into shadow work. Like, triggers are a part of shadow work. A lot of people don't want to talk about and communicate, and that's one of my biggest issues, being able to communicate certain things, because I'm very much a person that likes to talk with confidence and likes to talk with security, in that I know what I'm talking about and that I'm ready to talk about what I'm talking about. But a lot of the times my downfall is that I just have a fear of really asking for help sometimes, and I feel like I get triggered when I don't really want to ask for help, but I need to, and it's like I'm being offered to help. I be feeling kind of gaslit, and I feel like that's one of my triggers that I'm opening up to and trying to work on for this new year. I just really want to work on being more vocal and opening myself up to communicate a lot of my triggers, because I be feeling like I have to do these things on my own, and I just really want to be able to be more vulnerable.
Wow. Well, that's it for this podcast. You know, we have the Purple Oracle, Purple Gympathy, and I just, I appreciate y'all for tuning in to hearing everything that we were saying, because this was a very powerful podcast episode. And that's all. Well,
hey, yeah. Really? Later Nation. Purple ones,
right!
Just give me a sign.